Mothra vs. Godzilla is the fourth movie in the Godzilla franchise, made 2 years after 1962's King Kong vs. Godzilla. This would be the last time Godzilla played a purely antagonistic role until the Heisei era. The first movie to cross over two Toho giant monsters, and drive the series further away from the grim realism of the first two entries. Mothra vs. Godzilla was directed by Ishiro Honda, written by Shinichi Sekizawa, with Eiji Tsuburaya at the helm of special effects, and Akira Ifukube composing the music. It stars Akira Takarada, Yuriko Hoshi, Hiroshi Koizumi, Yu Fujiki, Kenji Sahara, Yoshifumi Tajima, and Peanuts' Emi and Yumi Ito. Mothra vs. Godzilla follows the story of a reporter and his rookie photographer with the help of Mothra's tiny twin priestesses as they try to convince greedy businessmen to give up their ownership of a mysterious egg that washed ashore after a typhoon. A mysterious egg that just so happens to be Mothra's egg. But their problems spiral as none other than the king of the monsters, Godzilla, appears, and must eventually convince Mothra to protect the people of Japan from the rampaging Godzilla. Mothra vs. Godzilla is a fan favorite and widely regarded as one of the best of the Godzilla series. It's also a movie I haven't seen in a while, and in fact, it's one that I don't really like to revisit, as I always found it to be quite boring. I first saw the movie after getting it along with the other classic media Godzilla movies for Christmas one year. I always liked the following movies a lot more, and growing up I always hated the fact that Godzilla lost to Mothra. But it's been a while, and I think that it deserves another chance. So today, I'm asking myself a simple question. Do I still feel the same? The short and simple answer is no. The long and more complex answer is, upon my most recent viewing, I realized that I no longer find this movie to be boring. In fact, I like it quite a bit. While I still believe it has its flaws, it isn't the absolute slog I used to view it as. Mothra vs. Godzilla is a very good movie, and I can definitely see why it's held in such high regards. The characters are all likable, the story is very fun, and the effects are all great for the time. I'm really impressed by the composition shots with the Shobijin. Well, you can tell that is very clearly like an effect. They still do a great job with blending them into the scenes, and while some other composition shots aren't so great, I think the ones focusing on the Shobijin are pulled off very well. Godzilla's fight with the adult Mothra is also very entertaining to watch. As a kid, I hated watching him get dragged around, but now, being older, I like the underdog nature of Mothra's fight. Mothra is literally giving it her all, as she's protecting her offspring, and even overpowers Godzilla for a lot of it. While I don't think it's entirely intentional, a very small detail I like is the very realistic insect movements Mothra does when she's hit by Godzilla's breath. The characters are fun and likable, while a little shallow. My favorites are Kumiyama and Yu Fujiki's character. The film has some comedic moments mostly attributed to Yu Fujiki's character. I really like the running gag with him eating the egg. I really like the dynamic of the characters, with the heroes of the story being a group of journalists and trying to out a shady corporation for buying an egg of a giant monster, and I like how the villains are literally killed by Godzilla. However, I do think the movie begins to kind of drag after about the halfway mark. The movie is already a bit of a slow burn, but having an extra 10 minutes after the big climax as well is... It adds too much. It feels a little superfluous. There's also a lot of shots in the battle between Godzilla and Mothra that are extremely fast, and they kind of take me out of the scene. The soundtrack is also just kind of whatever. It's not one of Ifukube's best works in my opinion. Though there are some really good tracks. While I may sound like I'm dick writing this movie, it's nowhere near one of my favorites. But I did find a new appreciation for this movie, and I'm genuinely glad to find that my opinion shifted and that I actually really like this movie. It's a slow but fun movie, with entertaining characters, and while it's not my favorites, as I said, I still really like this movie.